Ladies and gentlemen, Opposite Attractions proudly presents a new Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Opposite Attractions, the show about theme park design that is technically possible. I am your host, Scottye Moore, joined this week by the most wonderful Tigger there ever was, Jim Murphy!
Oh, bother.
Oh, and this week, Jim, you've given me the greatest gift because we have to fix the ride that murders Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. Does it have an official?
It is called The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
And his untimely death.
Yeah, I don't know if the Asian version has a different name. I'm not sure.
Jim, every part of my southern mind is struggling not to make a problematic joke right now. Why would you do this to me? Okay, distract me. Do you have any fun facts about good old Winnie the Pooh? Yes, I know it used to be Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. We all do.
See, not really, no. Not really. I like the fact that I know, like, yes, it sucks that Mr. Toad's gone. I think it's funnier that they took away the country bears in Disneyland.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought you were just gonna stop it at, yeah, it sucks. That's about it.
There's a wax Vin Diesel at the exit. It's really weird.
It's real. There's a wax Winnie the Pooh.
Vinny the Diesel.
One part, Tigger just comes out with a gun. My gun's bigger. I don't know why my Tigger impression goes so quickly into Mad Hatter's territory.
It does.
It's very fast. But
it's got an Ed Wynn quality to it, yes.
But yeah, do you remember how old is Winnie? I can't remember when Winnie started.
When the ride started?
Yeah, no, not the man Winnie, the actual ride.
Yeah, the ride. It opened in 99 because I'm assuming it was 99 because there were protests when Animal Kingdom opened to save Mr. Toad's, and that was 98. Yeah. So, yeah, planes were flown over Animal Kingdom.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that said save Mr. Toad. People did like sit-ins. It was pretty bad.
That's so good. I love that so much.
They wanted the Toad Goes to Hell ride.
Yeah,
instead of the Bear Goes to Hell ride.
And it's full of nothing but blacklight effalumps everywhere. Yeah, with me, I mean, we've discussed my feelings on this ride and how the majority of it is just, oh, this is Winnie the Pooh, and then Pooh dies. Was that your reaction the first time you rode it, or?
I knew kind of what I was getting into. I knew it wasn't good.
Yeah.
I'm depressed because, I mean, even if the Tokyo version didn't exist, I still feel like it's really missing the mark, and it has some things that could work in its favor, like the whole meta, like, book thing from the original shorts. Like, they could do so much with that.
Yeah, it's a good concept. It's just delivered terribly.
It is. It's very bad. I don't appreciate. I've only ridden it, I think, 3 times. I think
it's got such a a long wait for every time I walk by and the wait's over an hour. I just want to go to the line and be like, y'all know, right? Y'all know what you're doing right now, right?
And I don't know why. I don't know what the hourly capacity is. I know it's probably better than Peter Pan because I'm pretty sure like a porta potty has better hourly capacity than Peter Pan does.
Yeah, Peter Pan, dude. I remember the first time I rode Peter Pan, it was sad because it had that like 45 to an hour plus minute wait, and we didn't even I think we may have had fast passes, but even then it was a long ass wait, and we got to the front, and then I blinked and the ride was over, and I said, what the fuck? Why does that have such a long wait?
It has a long wait because I think the maximum capacity an hour is like 800 people.
Yeah.
It's
rough.
very low.
But I decided to bring back a theme that I tried to start with the Figment episode, and then E.T. proved to not have a good enough quiz. But I decided to bring back the quizzes for this episode,
Which E.T. character are you? You have 4 choices.
Yeah, I decided instead of doing a quiz about the Winnie the Pooh ride, which I figured would get really dark and depressing of just like, what does this ride say about the nature of death and what happens when we die? Instead, I decided to do something a little bit happier, which is which Winnie the Pooh character are you? From, of course, BuzzFeed, because they're the only person to do something like this. So, Jim, I'm going to ask you, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Let me, oh, you want me to just,
Yeah, click along with me, because I'm going to be answering them as well. Do you like to eat sweets, create stuff, watch TV, think, cook, play, garden, have fun, and read?
I'm gonna go with the create stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I like to create. That's basically all I do in spare time. Choose one thing to bring with you on an island. A book, a bathing suit, a shirt, a water gun, a flashlight, sunglasses, water, my best friend, or food. And technically, those last 2 are the same answer. So
yeah, I'm going with water. I think that would keep me alive the longest.
Jim, you're on an island. It's surrounded by fucking water.
It's surrounded by seawater, and that is bad.
It doesn't say how much food. And I like to think a lot of fucking food. So I'm clicking food. What does this cloud look like to you? And it's got a cloud that, honestly, I don't think this is an answer, so I'll just say it looks like a peanut M&M with some jacked fucking legs. Like, this peanut M&M did not skip leg day. But
I don't know if I see that exactly, but I am looking at the options, and none of them seem...
Yeah, it says a bear, a balloon, a bear, no. A balloon, no. A raindrop, no. A kite, a plane, an umbrella, an apple, a cat, or a carrot.
It looks like when the Grinch was sneaking through Whoville in the original animated...
You're right! It so does! It looks like it would have, like, the Blues Brothers behind it. But after reading and going back up and looking, I gotta say probably closest is a balloon. Maybe?
I'm gonna go with an umbrella for this one.
Alright, let's see. So we got the...
Oh, the next question's amazing.
Pick the worst sticky situation. One has Pooh's fat ass stuck in a hole. One has Pooh dangling from a tree branch that's clearly about to break while about to...
he's stuck to a balloon in that one.
Oh, okay. It looks like he's about to curb stomp Christopher Robin. One Piglet is in the fucking, like, alone in the water, trapped in a bucket, like in Emperor's New Groove when they're about to go over.
I'm really worried about the blackface in row 3.
Okay, let's get to that one. One has Pooh asleep in a lake on a rocking chair. One has Tigger just fucking him. Fucking, is that Rabbit? Which one is that?
That's Rabbit.
He's just fucking
He is spine-bustering Rabbit.
He's delivering a vicious spine buster to Rabbit. The other is Rabbit just running. One has... Yeah, it's Pooh in blackface, basically. He's covered in oil. Then it's Tigger on a rope and Pooh just falling to his death.
I really want to pick the blackface for this. That is the worst sticky situation.
It is also the stickiest situation, I'd say. I gotta say, if this is a situation where just things are clearly gonna go wrong... I'm gonna say Pooh asleep in the rocking chair in the river, because he will drown. Oh, which one would you go for? Suicide Pooh, blackface Pooh, curb stomp Pooh?
I did click blackface Pooh.
Okay.
The next question of, yeah.
Describe your best friend in one word. Smart, adventurous, trustworthy, fun, cute, positive, brave, creative, or caring.
Please don't describe your best friend as cute. That is a different definition of...
Oh no, Blakey T's a pretty cute little boy. No, of all of these...
I'm gonna take fun.
Yeah, Blake is fun. That's why I can't remember any night I hang out with him. Who would be a good real-life Christopher Robin? And we have a selection of just tiny children. So we've got Robbie K, Joey King, Pierce Gagnon, Rohan Chand, Elle Fanning. Isn't Elle Fanning, like, in her teenage years now?
Well, Maisie Williams is 22, so...
That sucks, because Maisie Williams is my answer.
Yeah, that's my answer.
Asa Butterfield, who is a child that looks like a 65-year-old man, and Hudson Yang.
No, I think Asa Butterfield looks like an unevolved Pokemon John Mulaney.
Oh my god, you're right. Like
if you feed him candies, he's gonna grow up to that. You use the
anxiety stone on him, and all of a sudden he's just like, I went out with my Jewish wife the other day. That's right, she's Jewish. Now listen. But yeah, Maisie fucking Williams. Give me that old ass Christopher Robin woman. Chrissy Robin. What part of the woods would you like to live in? A big oak tree, a cottage, a cozy cave, the thicket, anywhere with flowers, a leafy bush, a grassy field, by a pretty brook, or up high in the trees?
I think I'm gonna go with cottage.
Boy, give me that big ass oak tree. It's gonna have so much room for good shit. Okay, we've got our answers. Who did you get?
So, I told you that before I did a previous one you sent me, and I got Christopher Robin.
Yeah.
And this time I got Christopher Robin.
Oh, Jim. Well, that's just cheerful, because I got Winnie the Pooh. Get ready to drag my fat ass out of a hole. I wanted Tigger. What the fuck is this bullshit?
I think you would have to pick the thicket or up high in the trees to get.
I was thinking the bush for Tigger. Tigger's all up in a thick bush. But, Jim, we now know who we are, which I feel like preps us to fix Winnie the Pooh. Fix the dead bear ride, and I will give it to you to take the floor and fix the death bear ride.
Okay, so I kind of came up with an idea that falling under the technically possible part of our show.
Okay.
I really had to look at a map to see if I could replace the Winnie the Pooh attraction with my new attraction, and I think it is possible, but
okay,
like everything behind Winnie the Pooh, so the Cheshire Cat Cafe thing that's on the side,
okay,
the Brave meet and greet would probably have to be moved.
No.
The Friar Tuck place that's like between it and the Princess Fairy Tale Hall, that might be eaten up by this.
Okay.
Because I'm really thinking of a theater show.
Okay.
This is you would come up to this theater. It would be a theater in the round.
All right.
You would enter this. It would kind of be a smallish theater when you enter. And at the front of the stage would be like a animatronic Pooh that would explain to you that all of his friends in the 100 Acre Wood have kind of problems.
Oh no, I'm already terrified.
They have some mental issues, and if anybody can fix them, it is Winnie the Pooh.
Is this based off the fucking creepypasta theory about Winnie the Pooh? I mean, I don't know, maybe, but I just would like to welcome you to the Carousel of Poohgress. Yes! A+ on the name already.
So, this would be essentially like a 6-act show or a 5.5-act show, similar to the Carousel of Progress in a rotating theater.
Okay.
That would go through the seasons of the year. And in each one, there would literally be like a psychiatric meeting with Pooh and one of his friends from the 100 Acre Wood talking about their problems.
Oh, fuck. Yes, I love it.
Originally, I was just going to go spring to winter. But I might go winter to fall instead. You'll see why. But I'll start with spring. Spring would be like, Pooh would be talking about like spring cleaning, and this would kind of get him in a conversation with rabbits and deal with his OCD.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Would there be like an animatronic rabbit? Like, is it like Carousel Progress? You stop and watch the scene and then move on? Okay. Because I was thinking like you could have the animatronic rabbit running around to different locales trying to fix things.
Well, if you do the theater right, you could literally do a thing where, like, the animatronic sort of disappears and then, like, pops out of the ceiling, like the bugs from It's Tough to Be a Bug.
Oh, fuck, yes.
You could do that, I think. I think that would work.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would be about his OCD. I think we could do another Carousel Progress thing with, like, maybe, like, a windows in the back of the room that, like, other characters could pop into, or you could hear their voice coming from outside. That way you wouldn't have to put like every single character in it, but you could have them even go over in each scene. Like you can have Rabbit show up here, but then later like outside, or have his head stick back in.
Okay.
For the summer, I think that it would be like Christopher Robin's out of school or whatever, and you would have to deal with Tigger's ADHD.
Yes.
So that would be, I think, fairly similar to Rabbit's OCD, except it would be a little more manic.
Yeah, so wait, for this one, I guess I will be the animatronic guy to control what I think the animatronics would be doing. I honestly think there would be Tigger there a moment, then he would disappear through a trapdoor, then another Tigger would show up behind somewhere else, and he would just keep popping out of places that make no sense for him to be at.
Yeah, and Pooh would just be very, very, probably drinking at this point, I think. Now, this is where it gets weird, because in the fall, I had trouble.
Suicide.
I did have trouble figuring out what I would do, because I know what I wanted to do for the winter, but the fall was weird. But I decided for the fall, it would be that Piglet has nightmares.
Okay, yeah, that tracks, I think.
And this would be the Heffalump and Woozle sort of acid trip section of the ride, or of the show.
Yeah.
I think that could get kind of bonkers. See, I kind of want to make that the finale, but if I make that the finale, then I have to move the winter to the beginning, and the winter is that Eeyore has seasonal effectiveness disorder.
I kind of like that, though. I like the way that tracks. I mean, because it's not... Seasonal effectiveness disorder is not a good ending. A good ending would be like...
the very depressive donkey goes last.
It would be like, tell me about your nightmares. And Piglet's like, let me show you. And then the next room you go into is the fucking Heffalump nightmare zone. And you just keep that whole section from the original ride. And then you get out.
Piglet turns into Bray Wyatt and there's a mask on his face and...
Dude, no, fuck the rest of the ride. I just want a chat with Abraham Lincoln ass ride where it's Piglet in a rocking chair and he's just like, hi everybody, I want to tell you about my nightmares. It's fun in my head. I've got different kinds of dreams. I see my best friend, Winnie the Pooh. And then Pooh runs behind him. And then he talks about Pooh, like, denying him to hang out one day. And he's like, that's so sad. Pooh had to go. And then you just see, like, Pooh get assaulted by a bunch of woozles. So, okay, I dig this. Do you have any, like, exclusive merch or anything else, like, to go with the theming of the ride? Now, our chat on Twitch did propose that just give everyone one of those little honey tubes you could buy in Gatlinburg.
They actually do make Winnie the Pooh-centric philosophy books.
Oh, that's very, very good.
Yeah, so they could just license those.
Instead of a meet and greet with a character, it's a 30-minute session with a therapist. That is
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, but he's in a Winnie the Pooh costume, but he's still like a therapist underneath. So he's just like, all right, yeah, I'm Winnie the fucking Pooh. What's your problem, bud?
No, he has to maintain character continuity. I want him to be like, think.
No. He tries his best, but he can't do the voice right. So it's like a couple in there, and she's just like, he fucking cheated on me. He was on vacation, a business trip, and then all of a sudden I can't believe it. Oh, bother. That's a real fucking problem, ain't it, Janet? I mean, let's just see.
They would charge so much money for this.
Yeah, the Winnie the Pooh therapy sessions only available at whatever our dumb theme park is called.
They could do it at They could actually do this at Epcot because they still have the meet and greet area from in the UK that they don't use anymore. That's Christopher Robin's bedroom.
Did I ever on the show tell the story of the time that I went? I think it was in the UK that I went by. No, it wasn't in the UK, but it was in some random section. And I was already drunk with drink in hand. And I look over and I see Max Goof. And I'm like, fuck yeah, Max! Come on, big man. We gonna get this photo together. Come on.
I think you probably said you were over by International Gateway, so you were probably somewhere between the UK and France.
Yeah, I was somewhere, baby, but Max popped out, and there was, like, other characters that you rarely see, but I'm like, fuck all them, Max! Do the fucking
I would knock
perfect
people
cast.
out of the way.
Okay, let's get into mine, and I figured, when I think Winnie the Pooh, Jim, you know there's really only one place my mind goes, so... The ride is still pretty much all the same from the outside. It becomes a bit different once you step in because literally everything is taken out with one scene specifically. And it's Winnie the Pooh walking into his bedroom and he's like, "Bye, Tigger. It's been a fantastic time." And then he has a heart attack and falls on the ground, and then you see the image of Pooh's soul lifting up. The only difference is, then a cloud of mist comes down, and you see Winnie's form, and then you pass through it. And suddenly, Jim, you are Winnie the Pooh, as the fucking drop from Pirates of the Caribbean is there, and suddenly you are now in hell, and you go through Dante's Inferno as you go through the 7 layers of hell, seeing, like, what each one is made up of. Oh, you see the sinners, you see the scandalers, you see everybody, and then finally you come face to face with Satan, who's just like, "Winnie the Pooh, let me read you all of your sins," and list the sins of Pooh. And he's like, "Your condemnation is hell." And then, at that point, a fucking spotlight comes from the ceiling. And down comes everyone's favorite tiger, Tigger. And Tigger comes down and he's just, it's gonna sound like Mad Hatter, and I'm sorry. He's just like, "Mr. Satan, sir, I want you to give me my friend back right now. It's not the same in the 100 Acre Woods without him. We need him back." And Satan looks at Tigger and is just like, "Well, young tiger, if you wish to get your friend back, you must face one of the greatest temptations. The temptations of friendship." And at that point, he explains to Tigger that in order to successfully get Pooh's soul from hell, he has to walk the 1,000 steps out of hell with Pooh behind him. He can't look at Pooh the whole time. And so at that point, you now become Tigger and start going up this giant... This ain't gonna fit in the show building. I'm just gonna give you that right now. None of mine are gonna fit in the show building. But then, what might be the most terrific thing I've ever come up with, you go up a massive lift hill while hearing the sound of Winnie the Pooh being tortured and dragged away behind you, but you can't look back. If you look back, fucking Pooh is gone forever. And then finally something happens and it sounds like Pooh has been taken by Satan himself. And you hear Tigger's voice say, "Pooh, Pooh, no!" And you see like the animatronic of Tigger turn around. And that's when you hit a massive 80-foot Jurassic Park style water drop where you shoot back into the 100 Acre Woods. And Pooh's not there. And now at the end of this ride, you're forced to look around and see what it's like when Winnie the Pooh is no longer in the 100 Acre Woods managing everybody. So you see fucking Piglet running in fear of Tigger, who's now become a manic wild animal. You see fucking Rabbit going full like ADD, OCD on everything. It's chaos in the 100 Acre Woods. Everything's burning on fire. And then you end up at the gift shop, and that's where you can go kind of purchase therapy sessions, which you will absolutely need after this ride. See, I was originally going to get into more detail with the 7 layers of hell, but then I thought, it's fine, I know it. I don't know it, Jim.
Why did both of our attractions involve an existential crisis?
Because that's just how we do it on this show. But yeah,
we both looked at the wonderful world of Winnie the Pooh and we thought, I know what'll fix this trauma. Trauma will fix this.
No, we just doubled down on it because, hey, it's a horrifying fucking ride. In fact, when I earlier looked up, I was trying to find a quiz for the ride, and I looked up Winnie the Pooh ride. First autocorrect was terrifying. It just came up automatically. Google was like, we already know. It's okay. We've already covered how terrifying this garbage ride is.
In the Tokyo version, you ride around in a honeypot, and during the Heffalump and Woozle scene, they do kind of like the Haunted Mansion mirrors at the end, where you face like a thing and it shows you in the screen, but then it shows like a Heffalump like trying to like suck honey out of the thing. And if you're only in there by yourself, it basically looks like he's going down on you. So there's that.
Okay, I found the one thing my ride needed, and it's the fucking Heffalump. In fact, you know what? When Pooh goes to hell, it's not the 7-layer Dante thing. It's just Heffalumps torturing motherfuckers as you go down in a shame spiral until you arrive at Satan in this, the fucking beginning of Revenge of the Mummy ass bullshit. Where he's like, the riches of heavens could be waiting upon you, Pooh. And then golden statues go up and he's like, the flames of hell! And then fire shoots up. So,
what have we done to this classic cartoon?
Look, it's not the cartoon's fault. The cartoon did nothing wrong. Disney did so. I just brought it back to its roots.
Can the narrator be involved in this somehow? Can he be the devil?
No. The narrator is basically it's gonna when you go meet Satan, it's gonna be almost like a jury setup with Satan being the judge, and the narrator is gonna be the fucking guy taking notes in the corner. He's just like. He's like,
if you look at his notes real closely, Easter egg, it's the Christopher Robin script. That's weird.
If you look at the notes very closely, it's actually Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. No, Mr. Toad is Satan. When he went to hell, he became the leader down there. And he's just like, yeah, it's me now, Mr. Toad. In fact, that might be an Easter egg. It's when you're walking up and not allowed to look back at Pooh. You just hear Mr. Toad's car go by, and it's like it's just a nice callback to what it used to be. Okay, so Jim, we fixed Winnie the Pooh.
Mr. Toad didn't go to hell hard enough, so then we invented our ride.
But next week, I propose that instead of doing something where we fix a current ride, we bring one back and make it better. We update it. And I'm stuck between two, so I do kind of want your help. But they're both Epcot based. Should we bring back Captain EO, which I feel like would get real problematic really fast? I would just have you seen the HBO series Discovering Captain EO?
Did you ever see Captain EO? Did you watch it?
No, I haven't. Didn't we discuss that there's a lot of children interaction?
Well, I'm Angelica Houston, I think, is who plays the evil queen.
Yeah.
And she has fingernails that are as long as my pen here.
Okay.
And it's 3D, so she's like this at the camera.
Oh fuck.
And it's and I was 11, I think, when I saw this thing, and it's horrifying to see nails come at your face.
Were they blood red like Sigourney Weavers and holes? Because that shit that stuck with me throughout my whole life. So much.
I think they were oranges blackish colored.
So much that has stuck with me so much that when I started painting my nails for the first time, Emily looked at me and was like, "Hey, what color do you want your nails to be?" I was like, "I want them fucking yellow spotted lizard poison red." That's all I need. But yeah, we could do Captain EO, which I'm not that familiar with, or a ride that Intoxicated Me is very familiar with, and that's Ellen's Energy Adventure.
I really thought you were going to go with Horizons there for a second, and I was, like, confused.
Nah, boy, I ain't that smart. I ain't that smart.
Yeah, I think we should do Ellen.
Yeah, baby! There's a good chance it might end up being a rap again, because I'm also writing... Spoiler alert, I might be writing a concept album all about Epcot. It will be up on SoundCloud soon.
The experimental prototype SoundCloud of tomorrow.
Yes! Epscot! Fuck! I was gonna call it Future World, but Epscot is so much cooler! Or is my rap name Epscot? I could be Epscot next.
Hey, you can have a self-titled album.
Yeah. So Jim Murphy, it's been an episode. We've got to fix Ellen, but until then, where could people find you on the internet?
I'm on Twitter at apparently smart. If Pooh won't listen to your problems, I will.
And you can find me on Twitter at ScottyMo, SCOTTYEMO. Buy all my books on Amazon, the Queasel Corp trilogy, BS versus the Gods. They're all available. Just look up Scotty Moore and you will find them all on Amazon. So check that out. Check out all the other shows online at aloadofpurebs.com, ladies and gentlemen. And remember to support the show, whether that be by picking up some merch online or by donating to our Patreon, like the Patreon Saint of Opposite Attractions, Ransom Meltzer. It helps keep the show going. It helps produce weird shit that we want to do in the future. If we want to expand into like an entire YouTube channel where we cover Disney facts, or help me write my fucking rap album, bitches. Whatever you want, just support us. And if you can't do it monetarily, we understand. Just always like to leave us a review on iTunes or subscribe to the YouTube channel. Whatever you can do to help, we would appreciate it 1,000%, ladies and gentlemen. We love you 300. Wait, no, 3,000. We love you 3,000. Andre 3000. And as always, remember to find Jim and me on Twitter at OpAtShow. That's spelled OPPATTSHOW. Are you down with OPP?